We are thrilled to have back here on the show one of the biggest football fans that I know, one of the best musicians that I know, and his new album with Alice in Chains is called Rainier Fog, and it will be available 1 week from this Friday. The 9th annual Alice in Chains Fantasy Football League and Charity Auction will be going down on Thursday, August 30th, broadcast live on Sirius XM. I will be back in that league for a third straight year. Pleased to be with Jerry Cantrell. Great to see you, brother.
Thanks for having me,
How you
man.
doing?
Always good to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always glad to have you.
I mean, you got a pretty good record. You got a Super Bowl appearance and a championship last year. Championship round.
A championship run.
Yeah.
I didn't make the championship
Yeah,
because
we both lost in the finals.
Well, because you have Fabiano in it, and Fabiano's in like 19 leagues.
It kinda,
he does this for a living.
It kind of sucks having him in the league, but you know.
Is he out? Did we just boot him?
Did we just boot Fabiano?
Did we just boot him?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
He's
Mike's
a good
great.
dude.
Mike's great.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's a good soul, good person.
Yep.
But he should be out.
Yeah.
Let's be
Well, we got a little revenge because Mike and I played in his league last year as well.
Yes.
And Inez took his league. So
Oh.
Inez took his league, he took our league. So it was a little tit for tat.
So he grabbed a little piece of Alice in Chains turf, and then you grabbed some.
We grabbed a little bit of Fabiano.
By the way, that should be your next album. That'd be great. That'd be great. Tell me about this new album, available in a couple of Fridays. Right
It's
now.
a really good record. We spent all of last year making it, and we recorded the basic tracks in Seattle. We kind of went home. You know, we went to Studio X, which used to be Bad Animals, which was owned by Heart, and we recorded our third studio record there. So of this era, actually, we recorded our third studio record in that same studio. So it kind of worked out. There's a great song on the record called Rainier Fog, and maybe one of the next singles. We have a new single out right now called Never Fade.
Yep.
And we had a good run with the one you know. But I don't know, we felt like we wanted to go home, and it was great to spend the summer there and, you know, soak up some of that energy and kind of celebrate where we come from, our history, and make some new music moving forward. You know? Yeah.
And so when you think of Rainier Fog, I mean, obviously that is as Pacific Northwest as you can possibly
Mount Rainier,
get.
man. It dominates the skyline.
Can't
So
miss it flying
it's
in.
kind of like the beacon, and we grew up in the shadow of that thing, and you know, it's kind of rainy and foggy up there, and it's kind of a reference to. I guess it's kind of a reference to the obscurity that we all came out of, and you know, we kind of all rose out of the fog in the great Northwest.
And I mean, you're about to
Yeah.
go back on the road, and the Mariners announced an Alice in Chains night at Safeco to help kick this whole thing
I need
off.
somebody to play catch with me because I gotta throw out the first pitch, so I got to make sure I do that right.
Okay. Now then, let me give you a few tips.
Okay.
I've done this before. Okay. So you're the one doing it?
Well, I think all four of us are, and that means there'll probably be 4 balls in the dirt. So it's
an automatic walk, an intentional walk?
I want to be the one that goes into the glove. So
Okay. So that's, first of all, okay, now that's fine. I thought it would just be you on the bump right there.
Yeah, well, I think that was kind of the vibe, but I think I saw an email last night, and it seems like the vote is all 4 of us want to do it. So
okay. So now just one thing to do is, again, certainly if you're going to be sitting there, you know, feeling nervous, it'll be easy for you to remember this. Throw up.
Throw up.
Now, when I don't mean actually vomit.
Yeah.
Throw up, because
The first time I did it, I almost probably.
So you've done it before.
Well, I did it with Randy Johnson back in the day. And
so who the hell am I to help you give you a tip?
No.
Wow.
Hey, man, I'll take tips any day from you, man.
But Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson was the catcher. I walked out, and speaking of throw up, it was back in the old days, and I might have had a few, and I don't think I went to sleep that night. And I showed up in a flannel shirt and some flip flops, and I went out to the I went out to the mound, and I actually threw. If it wasn't a strike, it was just outside. It was actually pretty good.
And Randy Johnson
was
my
catcher. Yeah.
That's a walk-off. Like you should.
It was great.
You shouldn't have to do it
was
again.
great. So this is the second time.
But obviously, this is in promotion of the album Rainier Fog. That's going to be available on the 24th of August, and then your tour resumes in Vancouver on the 22nd, followed by the White River Amphitheater in beautiful Seattle.
That's right. Yeah, this is our third leg. We've already been out on the road. We did a run through the East Coast about 3 months ago. We just did a great run through. Through Europe and ended in Tel Aviv, which we had never played. So we spent about 6 weeks over in Europe, and I've just had about 2 or 3 weeks off, and it's time to go back to work.
Ready to roll. Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell here on the Rich Eisen Show. You know, it's amazing to me that I'm saying this, and it's true. every year there's a handful of teams that you have no idea how they're going to look in the NFL. All
Yeah.
right? Like this year, I'll give you a couple. The Colts.
Yeah.
Who knows what Andrew Luck's going to do
Yeah.
to be a bit difference maker or not? No earthly idea.
Yeah.
The Bears could be great, maybe not.
Chargers.
No idea. Chargers
Chargers could be good,
could
man.
be really good. I'm going to expect them to be good though.
Okay.
And the same thing in a way could be said about your Seahawks. I
Yeah.
have no earthly idea.
I got no clue either. I mean, we're in the dreaded rebuild phase, so.
Or are you?
I don't know. That's a really good point. I was thinking about that on the way over here, and there's good talent there, and we've got a great quarterback. So that's a huge thing. Also, we have a great coach, a great owner, and a great GM. So the support is there and the team is there. So who knows? We could be. Let's put it this way. I don't think anybody's expecting us to do much, but we could do some damage.
I agree. Nobody's expecting Seattle to do much.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
That in a way, the Cardinals are also another one of those teams that you have no idea
Yeah.
what they're going to look like. That they could be
Yeah.
in the playoff hunt or not.
Well, they got David Johnson back. They're feeling a lot better.
That is for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
is Sam Bradford the guy? If Josh Rosen is the guy, can he be a guy who can get them to the playoffs in his first year?
I think you'll probably see him at some point this year.
I think you might see him week 1.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
I think he and
Bradford's a good quarterback,
and
but
Darnold,
he can't stay healthy, man.
I know, and to me, if you've got a young guy, go with him right now. And certainly, if they're competing well, look, I mean, your team is the perfect example with Russell Wilson.
That's right.
Let's not forget the amount of money that was spent on Flynn, right? On Matt Flynn to be brought in, and they had Tavares Jackson, and let's go with this kid that you got in the third round and see what's going on, right?
That's right. And that worked out pretty well. I mean, there's a really good crop of young quarterbacks, and it'll be interesting to see what the teams do with them. Who's the guy in Cleveland, Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about Tyrod Taylor being the guy now. He's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it's a bad organization. I mean, I don't. Somebody's got to wrangle that thing. It's run badly.
or they have playmakers all over the lot.
Well, no, they do that, but I mean, like, I don't. There's always that question. Do you Aaron Rodgers the guy? Do you sit him behind a good quarterback and let him learn the thing, or do you throw him out there Andrew Luck, Troy Aikman style? Like, what do you do?
You throw him out there.
Yeah.
Jerry Cantrell.
I mean, that way you find out.
Jerry Cantrell of Alice and Chains here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's take a break, come back, and just dive headfirst into fantasy football here, okay? Talk about the league, and I have somebody to join the league.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, we need him.
I'm gonna forward an individual to join the league, and then also break the news to you about my availability to be at the draft.
I already kind of knew about that.
All right, Jerry Cantrell of Alice and Chains is here. Also, in the middle of this hour, Dabo Swinney of Clemson Football will be calling into the show. That's all coming up here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Your GM's doing fine for you.
I know.
Good.
All right, welcome back to the show. Dabo Swinney of Clemson Football will be calling into the show in about 14 minutes. So a nice chunk of time to sit here and talk a little bit of fantasy football with the are you the commissioner of this league, Jerry Cantrell?
I'm not the commissioner. Our one of our management team, Mark Wakefield, has done a great job.
No, he sends the emails and whatever.
Yeah,
but you're the figurehead. Would you say you're the figurehead?
I guess so.
Of this league?
It was supposed to be, Mike. It was something that Mike and I decided to start together, but it seems like I do all the work. Yeah, I do all the work. So
okay.
I don't see him
here. No, he was supposed to come here. I mean, where the hell is he, man? Alice and Chains Fantasy Football League and Charity Auction. Every year you broadcast the draft live from your home here in Los Angeles.
We have.
On Sirius XM. You chose last year the Tuesday before the season when I'm on NFL Network all the time. So I couldn't make it. And then the other times, this year and the year before, my daughter's birthday.
That's right. Yeah, that was a legitimate excuse.
It is. It still is again. You're holding it right in a birthday dinner. I can't look a 5-year-old in the face and say, sorry, sweetheart, I got to go hang out with.
That's a trump card.
And Jerry Cantrell's living room with the jackalope on the wall, and
the other cool thing.
Make sure that I'm there to draft Antonio Callaway in round 10. Sorry, sweetheart. So
you'll understand.
Chris Brockman will be there.
Of course, your
on my
GM
behalf.
is solid.
We have chosen our team name. Do you know what your team name is going to be?
It's always the Aroma of Tacoma. It's
the
my
Aroma
hometown.
of Tacoma. Okay. AIC. Aroma in Tacoma, right?
Yeah.
AIC, so it's
AOC.
Okay.
Or AOT.
AOT, okay.
Yeah, AIC AOT.
That's right. And then ours this year, after much deliberation, as a
Yes.
matter of fact, we chose it from we put a bracket together of all the phrases that I've dropped or we've all dropped here on the show throughout the last few months, and then had Paul Rudd, who is a diehard fantasy player,
Okay.
choose the name. And our name is Touch of the Vermeil. Because whenever somebody
Okay.
gets misty or starts crying, you get a touch of the Vermeil.
Just get a little touch
of the Vermeil.
Just a little
Okay.
touch of the Vermeil.
That's solid. I back it.
Yep,
I
and
back
see
it.
some of the other names that were Deep Loggins almost made it.
Deep
Oh,
Loggins.
yeah.
Kenny Loggins,
yeah.
because you know when you talk about Kenny Loggins' music,
Premature horning.
Premature Hornung was one, Dolan Wormhole was another, but Touch of the Vermeil one. Yep, there you go.
I think you went with the right one.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. And obviously we got a whole host of a choice of avatars.
Oh, great avatar
Oh,
choice.
who is in this league that folks can follow along on AllisonChains.com?
We're still filling it up. We've got the regulars. You know, we've got me, Mike. We got Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses. We got Scott Ian. We got yourself.
Yep. I love being a
think-
regular.
I think-
Fabiano, right?
Yeah, we got Fabiano. I think we got the Bella Twins coming in this year.
Okay.
I think Jerry O'Connell's going to do it.
Okay.
You mentioned somebody that might be
Yes,
cool.
a friend of the program and a
Yeah.
friend who loves fantasy sports, Jeff Garland.
Come on, man. Yeah.
He wants me to give you his phone number and
No
he's in.
problem. Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay,
Come on in.
Jeff Garland.
Yeah.
By the
Boom.
way, I think he's going to come to the draft and he will
I hope
bust
so.
that up.
I hope so.
He
Yeah.
once did a draft Celebrity League on the NFL Network years ago, and we had Jaleel White, one of the actors from
Family Matters.
okay?
Family Matters.
Okay.
Who didn't really want to be called Urkel anymore. And Garland called him Urkel
Oh, no.
exclusively
Yeah.
for the 3-hour draft,
Okay.
and even named a subsequent fantasy league that he was the commissioner of, the Urkel League.
Oh, my God.
So be careful is what I'm saying of
All
what
right.
you're inviting into your house, literally and figuratively.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So
right.
Garland, and then are you looking for one more or what?
Yeah,
Is it-
we're looking for a few more. We lost a member last year. Our good friend Vinnie Paul had passed away.
That's right.
And so he was a charter member and a champion as well. And we're gonna invite somebody in, and we're also gonna change. The NFL has the Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the Vinnie Paul. That's gonna be our trophy. From
No
now on.
kidding.
Yeah.
So what is the trophy going to look like?
What's
the Vinnie Paul
we've
look
got
like?
two mock-ups. One is his drum set, and the other is actually like a Hall of Fame bust. I think the bust would be
Oh,
better.
that would be awesome.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is by Christmas time this year, the Vinnie Paul will be on that shelf. Over
Yeah,
there.
or I
That's
could
what
bring
you're
it by and show it to you and then take it home. You know? Yeah.
Now, here's what I want to do. Here's what must happen here. Here's what must happen here. Okay. You know, 2 years ago, you and I were in the
Yeah, that was
Super Bowl.
that was a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
You came here a week before and started trash talking. Okay. And we made a bet
We did.
that I lost
Yeah.
because I appeared on this show for all 3 hours in the kit
Crushed it.
of we're showing it right here on the screen.
Lexi
right
Fox.
Now. Lexi Fox
Yep.
of Steel
Yep.
Panther.
Steel Panther.
Okay.
Yep.
And remarkably, it fit me. And you outfitted me. You personally came in to make sure that I looked like the.
I may or may not know something about dressing like that
about
back in the day.
So about the rock,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
glam rock or whatever you want to call it. And I
looked
strolled
amazing.
around. I strolled around campus here. I went and ordered a coffee across the thoroughfare here. I did
That
all
was
of this.
that was the capper, the shades.
And then, by the way, I wound up performing with Steel Panther.
I heard
Marshall
that.
Falk was shaking his head. He
I
was
heard
here that day.
I heard that.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Roxy. Like it all wound up with me performing. So
Yeah. I may actually have been at that. That's right.
all
Yeah.
in all, it was a loss-win. Okay.
Yeah.
We were going to try and run it back last year,
Right.
But we did not get into.
We both
the
got
Super
knocked
Bowl.
out in the championship.
Correct.
round. Yeah.
So I wanted this year, right now, as we're sitting here, 2
Okay.
weeks before the draft,
All
of
right.
the Allison Chains Fantasy Football League and Charity Auction, by the way, and two organizations, Big League Impact and Music for Relief, will be benefited by whatever is put out there on auction. We've got to come up with a wager.
All right.
Whoever finishes better
Okay.
Not regular season, overall.
All right, I got that.
So if you make the playoffs and I don't, you win. If I make the playoffs and you don't, I win. And then whoever lasts longer in the playoffs, and then what, it would be a tie break, most points in the playoffs if we go out, go out in the same round.
Most points, yeah.
So you and I will definitely have.
All right, did you have something in mind already?
I do. Because the free world wants to see this happen. What I'm about to say, do you want to run back the same thing? Do you have something in mind as well for me? Or what? I'm just throwing this on you live on our simulcast here. Where I dress the same way for another 3 hours.
For live TV, I wish my brain was a bit sharper, but I might need to think about this for a sec. Yeah, because
I will not. I will still run back the same. Do you remember what you were going to do?
You're going to have me come on here and do the Let It Go.
Sing Let It Go from Frozen acoustic.
Yeah. Okay.
Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains will have to come here and sing every last damn lyric.
Do you have a second choice at all?
No, I don't.
Because that was a bet then, you know? That was a bet then, and it was for all the marbles. This is just for record.
Let It Go is a timeless song,
No, I know
Jerry.
that. I know you really want me to do that.
From Frozen. One of these two things is going to happen. That or whatever you cook up for me that has to be similar.
Okay.
Okay.
I propose we table this for a later date.
We put a pin in it.
But not too long. Not too long. Just give me a minute to think about it.
You got
because
it.
But we need some. It's got to be.
Well, you're coming on the podcast I do with my wife later on today.
There you go. Okay.
You have a few hours to think about it.
So I got a second shot here. Okay.
And so when do we find out our draft position?
That should be coming up here pretty quick. I'll talk to Mark today and send out emails.
I want to know.
Yeah.
We've never had the one one hole.
Nah, I don't
Who
want.
would we take?
I don't want the
at
number
Gurley.
one.
You would
At
take
number one,
Gurley or Le'Veon.
I don't like one. I'd rather be in the middle somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather be in that 4, 5, 6 range.
Well, 4 is 4, and it's not PPR, right? Is it?
No.
PPR?
We did make some changes. We're going full point PPR this year, so it was a half a point, right?
Yes.
And we are also adding 2 members, so now it's a 12-team league. So those are the 2 big changes.
Yeah, I noticed. I didn't hear the name Maurice Jones-Drew. Is he not invited back?
His name wasn't up for consideration. I mean, he didn't say he wanted to be in the league. I mean, I've been in a few leagues with MJD, and I love MJD. But you know, if his team isn't doing that well, he stops setting lineups. You know, so it kind of gives easy wins to guys. That's not cool, man.
Let me ask you a question. In terms, what's worse? What's worse?
Yeah.
Fantasy. Somebody who doesn't set their lineup because they lose interest because their team isn't doing well.
Okay.
Or somebody who never responds to a trade request. Because both are flagrant violations of the spirit of fantasy
I'd
football.
go for the lineup because it gives it upsets the
competitive balance.
The competitive balance, right? It gives somebody an easy win that shouldn't have won, or whatever. It makes the play unfair.
But what if you're the beneficiary of the win?
Yeah, I guess so, but it still sucks because I've been in the situation where I'm the guy that's not getting the easy win, and I've also been in the guy getting the easy win. It still sucks. It's not cool to everybody else in the league.
So MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, is a pouty lineup setter. Is that what he is? He's a pouty lineup setter.
I've seen him miss some lineups. That's all I'm saying.
Although, hold on a minute, you, Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains, new album. Rainier Fog.
Yeah.
And I'm promoting your album just to set you up for about to cut you down, sir.
Okay.
You also have a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve of mine for fantasy that you do, and you know where I'm going.
What do
with
I do?
this. You are one of those whiner, complainer texters.
Oh, yeah.
During the competition.
I am.
When I'm playing you.
I am.
Oh,
it's a voodoo wine.
Your win. Congratulations. During the one Eastern games.
Early.
Yeah. The reverse jinxer.
Oh, you're killing me. Great job,
I've got no
man.
chance.
Congrats.
You're up 50-9, and I've got 5 more players to come this afternoon. Oh, you're a moaner.
Okay.
You're a pisser, whiner, moaner, Jerry.
You know what? It takes one to know one because I've gotten a few from you too as well.
I do it because I know you're going to do it to me.
Hey, man, it takes one to know one. I know you are too. That's why I can throw them at you, man, because you throw them right back.
You do that all the time. And
I love the reverse jinx wine. Absolutely.
You did that against. You did that during our Super Bowl. And I texted you. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. You do that all the time, man. But I'm pleased to be back.
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
Okay. All right. So if Aroma in Tacoma.
Of Tacoma.
Aroma of Tacoma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does not survive longer than me.
Yeah.
You must sing "Let It Go" from Frozen Acoustic right here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Let's talk
live.
about it. Let's talk about it.
What do you mean?
I tell you what.
You have to do it.
No, that's a Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl level wager.
No, you're either better than me or not.
I think best record is a little bit down there. That's a performance, man. Come on, man. Hey, that's a performance, man. I take that seriously, man.
Man.
I tell you what. If we make it to the Super Bowl again, okay. If we make it to the Super Bowl again, it could happen. Probably not. Probably not,
Jerry.
but it could.
Oh, we had a deal, and now you're.
No. You're trying
now
to.
you know that Dabo Swinney's on hold, and I've got to go. And now
you were trying to make a deal. I will make a deal with you. Let's figure it out by today. But I think a live performance is a Super Bowl level bet. I think best record is something else. Yeah.
AllisonChains.com. Check out Rainier Fogg. Coming out in a couple of Fridays. Good to see you, Jerry.
Good to see you too, man. Thank you for having me.
Jerry Cantrell of Allison Chains here.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.